Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Play Heroes of Might and Magic 3 Horn of the Abyss, the Forged in Fire campaign. This is episode 26. Take 2 basically. Because I figured last episode kind of just sucked, so I'm doing it again. But this time with a feeling and emotion. So, in particular, I messed up. So, just to explain, part 1 of the episode was me forgetting to transfer the dead man's boots. So I ran all the way down here going, oh, this is the Wyvern gate, this is the dead man's boots gate. And so that was just wasting half the episode running backwards and forwards. And then, enemies emerged from this blue monolith one-way exit, as has been alluded to in the story events the last few days. And then just promptly murdered me. So we're going to have to look forward to that murdering. But first, let's actually transfer these boots properly, shall we? So... But I just figured, you know, I looked back at the video I'd recorded and I was like, this is just watching me die for 20 minutes when it was obvious I was dead 2 minutes in. Like, it was, you know, it wasn't necessary. I guess you can carry the ever-pouring vial of mercury. But yeah, we need to take over this dead man's boots. It sucks to not have the necromancy boost, but yeah. And I'm going to give Henrietta the wyverns because she can use them temporarily as a power stack while, you know, Boyd keeps doing things with the sandworms. Although, arguably the sandworms could be useful on her and we just rely on the ghost dragons. Could be an interesting thought. You know, let's do that. We'll just have the living and the dead be separate. Seems reasonable. Who needs to carry the slow scrolls? An interesting point. But that being said, we don't have expert earth magic yet. So, that's a question that answers itself. Isn't that amazing? Let's head over to this board quest guard. And back to Coalbrain, and out pops Boyd. So we can start looking into these various things, like these ghost dragons, the abandoned mine. Although we'll actually remain here for one turn so that we can replenish our spell points, because we are rather low. That seems fine. Okay. So next... Frederick's here, and out pops this guy, and is a problem, frankly. I'm trying not to be too melodramatic about this. We may have to defend at Burton. So the problem is this guy spams water elementals, and water elementals, well, yeah, the problem is just they happen, there's just so much. Like, I think it was like, you know, 600 water elementals or something, and I just couldn't actually kill them all. So, if I had force field, it'd be a different story. We'll see though, we'll see. Because what magic do we have? We currently have 43 spell points. Also doesn't help that I'm so low on mana. But the best spell we have really is like, what, slow? Haste can help, but I don't quite have enough units to burst down his army before he summons stuff. Now maybe that's the simple answer to the problem. Is we just say, okay, let's just bolt and go for it. Now there's another theory. I'm going to grab this warehouse of wood right now. We're also going to grab this warehouse of sulfur, and then we're going to make our way towards the quest guard. And we're just going to trade an awful rate for the remaining gems. Like, it is an awful rate, but if it means we can pop open this gate now, will that change things? It's an interesting question. Because it would open up this area for the sandworms for Henrietta. We could then get into this teleporter. That's past some bone dragons, which are almost like they're just camouflaged among the other bones. Oh no. We can also finally get into this garrison. Like, there's a number of things we can do to hopefully get some. We can also get Tancred out of this hero camp. So there's yeah. That's certainly the way to progress in the map. There's also opening this up. It would certainly be nice. There's this scroll. Yeah, and of course all this stuff. Don't know. Is it worth? Well, we could certainly try. Well, maybe it's a matter of dealing with one problem at a time. There are these gems as well. Let's deal with one problem at a time. Okay. Decisions made. Let's press on back to Burton. We've got the we've got this. Like, as Frederick's coming home anyway, we don't need to particularly worry about what's happening with that other thing. We'll grab the gold from this prospector. We'll grab the automatons from this manufactory and start making our way back home. We have a ton of movement on Todd here. Not a lot of ways to use said movement, unfortunately. We could hop over to the prospector, but he really is just sort of sitting here waiting for something interesting to happen. So that's that. So let's end turn. And as you can see, I know the power of foreshadowing. Here is Quing here. You can see the army is actually not that strong. So if we could kill these 4 units before they can act, that would be a way to solve this problem. Because otherwise it's got like 22 power and like 165 spell points and he just murders everything. So let's see what we can do. Because that would be a solution. Alright, Sam, I want you to run like the wind, but not block the gate. So you can go there. That's blocking the road a bit. And move up 1 space, please. Thank you. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter because Frederick's got the Trailblazer, right? Which makes all wasteland squares count as dirt roads. Excellent. So we have the automatons, so we can pass them off to, I guess, Frederick. Well, it doesn't super matter, but... Bertram can then head back up to his mechanic hardy hole. Sam, probably just hiding over here. And as you can see, we've already got the this other guy, Yzraal, here. Who I believe was someone we had a quest card. I think this quest card is to kill that guy. We reloaded, but... He's got a horde of sea dogs, a throng of seamen, that's another throng of rogues, a throng of crewmates, and a horde of acids from the looks of it. The acids are probably the biggest concern, because everything else can just be forgotten about. But Frederick certainly has to play whack-a-mole for a bit. But first, let's have our good friend Boyd here attack some ghost dragons, shall we? That should be a nice little amusing side activity. We'll also grab these whites. They will provide an interesting distraction for the ghost dragons. Like so. And Henrietta, of course, can make her way over here. You might as well grab some bonus... Well, we don't need bonus morale, let's be honest. We have expert leadership. Yeah, we don't need expert. Yeah, that's fine. How about you go open this up? Give it here and you can pass. What a dog. Just kidding. Will you give Dead Man's Boots to me? Sure. We now have access to this vampire lord enemy. Mild concern. Hopefully this will not be a fatal encounter. Let's see. It doesn't go particularly well in auto combat. Can we do better? Maybe. It is a lot of vampires. Probably is a battle where expert slow would be handy. Let's see. We do at least outspeed them. We have advanced magic. We could death ripple ourselves. Not the play I'm looking for though. At least the sandworms outspeed these fools. And they're just going to sit back and wait for us to move. Not great sports, really. Well, let's start blowing them up. What's the cure to vampires? Grenades. I'm going to start by casting a haste on these wyverns, and then waiting. That will allow them to act last, and so we have 2 stacks that will outspeed the vampires. We might start having to haste our halflings as well. Yeah, now they're not going to... Oh no, the wyverns will be able to participate. The question is, will this be enough to murder a stack straight out? Hopefully is the answer. So... no is the answer. The wyverns are not that good. We could probably... Oh, actually, let's check the damage range. It's not that big of a range. We can murder this 8 stack. Not quite, but close. Because, of course, if you don't know, vampires suck the life out of you. And will raise fallen vampires from the dead as they do so. Not a particularly pleasant experience, having the life sucked out of you. Let's see. Guess Bloodlust could be a way to get bonus damage if needed. I mean, at that point, though, we might as well just start throwing out magic arrows. But, well, magic arrow kills 2 vampires. So that's always an option if needed. So what's the next vampire to act? It's the one up here. So if we strike him down first, we should do a decent amount of damage. We're going to cast Shield on these wyverns. That reduces the amount of health they get back from us. Excellent. We can kill this stack outright. It will mean the next stack gets to act freely, however. But it's going to be a bloody battle anyway. So we can just outright kill this stack, and we shall. It will mean, however, we get other people wailing on us, which is the minor concern. But let's just kill this stack now. Yeah, we're going to lose some sandworms. But I suppose I'd rather lose sandworms than anything else, because I can at least replenish those. Everything else here is actually not replaceable. Alright, so now we can throw some high quality grenades. We did lose a ton of sandworms though. But it's good tempo. So these guys can just hold position. Should we just start chucking out magic arrows, I wonder? We'll certainly need to cast shield on this dude. Prevent that damage. Well, if I hit this guy, that will reduce his attack, and he's the one who's going to be striking us next. Yeah. One rises from the dead. We actually technically still have all of our wyverns. The only thing is we have to keep at least 4 wyverns alive to open that quest gate. That's the thing that concerns me. So, let's kill this stack. Excellent. Another sandworm murdered. A wyvern murdered. And of course, the vampires also deny you the ability to retaliate against them, which is another wonderful experience. But this battle should now be over. We can kill either of these stacks at our leisure, and in fact we shall. We'll use a magic arrow to seal the deal and take no further losses. That's acceptable in my opinion. 72 vampire lords is serious business, frankly. So, we now finally have expert earth magic, so we can cast those powerful slows. There are some bone dragons here as well, and a hole. That's interesting. Now, of course, we don't have the slow scroll. Boyd's got that. We'll have to ferry it over, but interesting. Let's see what's on this hole, though. Next turn, we'll have to dig, because it takes a whole turn to dig. But I'm curious as to what is there. Fortunately, with having preempted this guy coming out, we've got Celestine in a nice safe position, so we don't have to worry. Okay, well that's this turn then. Let's see what the enemy gets up to, shall we? How much devastation shall they wreak? Currently the visitor, the prospector, so they're not going particularly quickly. So we will get a turn to fully reinforce our army. The question is, how much reinforcement is that truly going to be? Might as well upgrade these first and foremost. We do have a lot of units in the garrison to be, well, not the garrison, but in the dwellings waiting to be hired. But the question is, what's that going to look like? So, like, what would result in a quick kill? Halflings will certainly help. We have a big stack of engineers. We have a decent stack of sentinel automatons. So I guess out of all the units, the least important at the moment are the armadillos. So I guess that's the best we can do. Let's see if we could scrounge up any additional resources. So So these are the only 2 heroes that actually have something to do. So I'm just not confident this is enough to just one-shot this army, that's the thing. We could certainly get some bonus morale and some bonus spell points. Waiting here for the turn will also grant us those additional spell points. Interesting, very interesting. But let's do this fight with Boyd for now. So all the whites die and some of the skeletons die. I'd like to do better than that, so we're going to start off with our advanced slow, expert slow, my bad. We're going to wait here. Naturally, we're going to be avoiding the skeleton doom stack of glory. But we will see what we can do. We'll be able to deny some retaliations of these whites. Like so. That being so, we might just insta-kill it anyway, which we do. So, not a big deal. Well, it might just be easiest just to cast shield and then just go brawl, frankly. Yeah. And they just could chew on some whites in the meantime. The whites will even regenerate. So we can bring the skeletons down, kill this stack off. And we'll kill, I'm a little bit concerned about the skeletons getting hit though, but, I mean, that was going to happen inevitably. But this stack can't reach if I make a pounce down, so let's do that. I think this is my favourite version of the combat thing. Excellent. Well, bad luck descends. Didn't quite get a one-shot on that. Killed a white. But what I like about using the whites here is it actually preserved our skeletons. We actually lost no skeletons at all. They were too scared to attack them. And we got a skeleton back. So I think that was definitely worth. Instead of using the transformer, we just kept them as whites for that particular battle. So let's see what's in this Pandora's box, eh? A ghost dragon and 70 skeleton warriors. That is interesting. Okay. We'll also pick up this, well, might as well pick up the lid while we're here. There's some sandworms here guarding this abandoned mine. Now that we have the ghost dragons, we actually have a way to attack things like these Medusa queens more reasonably, because we can just charge them. There's another grave here guarded by a horde of vampire lords, which is always a little bit spooky. The champions could potentially be doable now. It'd be nice to get these mines online, because we do need money. So let's do that. It's a pretty nasty fight, all things considered, but let's begin with the good old expert slow. That'll make this fight much more manageable. Now, the problem with skeleton warriors is they're not skeletons, frankly. Like, they're a fine unit, don't get me wrong. It's just they're not in the same stack, which makes them much more vulnerable to attacking. Looks like we don't insta-give the stack either, but we will do significant damage. Yeah. Okay. I think we will just do the mass shield and brawl strategy. Will they come forward or will they just brawl? Okay, they're just going to brawl. That's fine by me. Well, is it fine by me? It is, but not anymore. Let's bring the skeleton warriors forward. I treat this stack as much more disposable. But frankly, we can't actually afford any more hits on our ghost dragons, so they're going to leave. Bye! Good try for the sorrow memes. Let's just cast Stone Skin. Feels good. Alright. bring the skeletons forward. Well, actually, the ghost dragons can just kill a stack now. Not so much the skeleton warriors, although I did like that they went for those rather than the ghost dragons. Either way, like I said, the skeleton warriors in my mind are a bit disposable. And hey, they got us expert armor, 8 skeletons, and an ore pit. I'm not particularly excited about an ore pit, but I'll take the extra experience. Certainly doesn't go amiss. I suppose the dragon cave would give us more bone dragons. I'm almost tempted to leave them as living dragons at that point. Do we want the Still Eye of the Dragon? Possibly. We can at least deal with Medusa Queens now. Could also possibly deal with the Manticores, do this Black Tower, get another artifact. Plenty of options, for sure. Okay, well, let's have Henrietta dig, shall we? A hideous mask. And 200 gold. I don't know why we did this. The dead man's boots are very good. There's bone dragons to deal with. Again, doing that without slow is always a little bit spicy. But again, we do want those precious artifacts. Let's end turn. Well, there is a thought bubble, which I could go for Mage Guild level 3. Let's do that. Let's see what spells we have. Landmine, Earthquake, and Forgetfulness. Well, this means all the effort to get Forgetfulness last mission is now pointless. It also means that someone like Todd... Well, no, we need water magic, that's the thing. I was thinking, if we had someone who could run in there and just bomb this guy and then just run like an automaton backwards and forwards, dodging water elementals, that would waste all this guy's mana. But doesn't look like that's going to work. That being said, we could still waste all this guy's mana by just like suiciding in guys with like just 7 armadillos split out, and that would like get him to waste like 2 stacks of water elementals. That's an option, and it's an option that could be considered. We have some heroes that aren't as important right now, like Sam, so could be an option. Would want to get those want to get the Bowstring Unicorn's main off her, of course, but yeah, could be a thought. Because every hero would basically buy me 2 casts of Water Elemental, like guaranteed. So that's one way to solve this problem. We'll get her in position, and we'll see what we do next turn. For now, though, Quing's just, milling around, uninterested in attacking our base. So this does give us some time to think of a good solution. We also have some heroes in here that could be thrown to the wind, like Thwoibert here. Thwoibert looks like good cannon fodder. I suppose the problem with this plan is what if this person has mysticism? That's my thought. Because if they do, like this Quing guy has mysticism, then it's not going to go well. I guess while we're here, I might as well grab the first aid tent. We already have a first aid tent. Alas, the backpack can't hold a first aid tent. I suppose it gives them something else to shoot. But if we're going to do this, we should do it properly. So we probably need... Well, there's not another hero available. Well, I guess Ewan Seifert is. Can't afford to upgrade the halflings. Bit of a shame to throw away a estates hero, of course, but... Well, Frederick has his mana. Thing is, we're actually max on heroes, so... What needs to happen is Bertram needs to come down and take off of Sam the Bowstring Unicorn's main. And then everyone starts making their way down. But I guess Sam first will need to get some units. and hand over her bowstring, which she no longer has. Planning. I suppose the Seal of Sunset would actually make a lot of sense for that fight too. So, that's a thing. Alright, so the heroes are now assembling, ready for the human wave tactics of draining this guy's mana. I think that's a plan. It's a plan we're sticking with, at least. Let's now kill this Manticore stack. First and foremost, of course, the expert slime. Gotta love it. These are like interesting creatures because like they're actually not that scary even though they're high level. Like as far as level 6s go, they're like eh. It's like I suppose they're a concern, maybe. I suppose they're somewhat tanky. Maybe I've been a little bit cocky, but... Let's cast the shield. Go full Star Wars Episode 1 on this. The shield! Still, the skeletons will sort things out. So when they're killed like 9 skeletons there, it's like, yeah, not very intimidating. Let's cast the star. We don't need to do any more casting. Let's save mana. The skeleton warriors can finish off the 2 stack. The regular skeletons shall take on the 6 stack. We'll lose a few more. And the battle's over. 19 is a few skeletons to lose, I do accept. It's a little bit wasteful. But we do get to do the Black Tower now. Which I believe there's a strategy for doing. It's probably something like this, I want to say. Yep, there we go. Behold! Got him! Oh, we raised it as a skeleton. And we got the Red Dragon Flame Tongue from the Red Dragon. I mean, that's just poetry right there, right? But that's a nice +2 attack and defense, which certainly goes a long way in supporting our various units in their endeavors to kill all enemies. So if we can pick up this ore, let's take on the Medusa Queens. We should be able to do this now. Actually, before we do this, we're going to be sensible. So if we reload my battle save, let's just go here and adjust our formations. Because this doesn't make any sense right now. Because if we combine these, and we do like this formation, that shouldn't ensure maximum blockage. So that's already a reduction, but let's see if we can improve on that even further. So let's start by casting... I want to cast Shield first. Because slow is actually not relevant. Already aged that stack. And unless these Medusas need to fight the 7 sides of aging, get some good makeup. Mind you, those ghosts have been turned to stone. Oh no, the incorporeal entities. What will happen now? But all the range units have now been blocked. I suppose the problem is what happens when they all turn to stone. I think they still block, but we're about to find out. They do. Oh, the 7 signs of aging right there. Everyone's been turned to stone! This is silly. Oh, let's have the skeletons come forward, shall we? Do I need to cast, like, Dispel or something? Mind you, they're all still blocked. I guess it's not a big deal. If we cast the slow now, this will mean that the skeletons won't be impacted next turn. Yeah. I killed that one off so that way there's just less people to hit the skeletons. Because they are absolute glass cannon skeletons. We don't have magic arrow either. One damage. Oh, but they turned the skeletons to stone as well. Well, at least the other ones are wearing off now. Finally, we're getting some ghost dragons rising from the stone. Oh, they're being repetrified again. What a meme. What a meme of a fight. Alright. Oh, now they've gone old. But this battle's basically done now. If only our dragons had stopped being turned to stone, which like has no visual change. But we lost nothing there, which is excellent. And we get 11 skeletons. We're starting to make some of those skeletons back. These ghost dragons have been quite handy. And we also remember as well that we can get our bone dragons. So that's the reason to do this. We capture the dragon cave. I guess we can't do it this week. But it's just dawned on me. If we capture this dragon cave, we can get dragons, kill them in the skeleton transform, and then upgrade them to bone dragons. So that's how this is supposed to work. Let's grab the still eye of the dragon though. While venturing into a decrepit hut, you find the skeleton of a long-dead witch. Investigation of the remains reveals a ring with a dragon's eye set into it. Luck and morale +1. Oh yeah, we can have the luckiest skeletons because they're unaffected by morale. But, you know, it's something. That is probably the extent of our adventures. We could do like one more fight before we have to go back and get mana. Which I suppose makes sense if we just do this like this sort of direction. Fair enough. Okay, well, let's call it an episode. Thank you all for watching. When we come back next time, more Heroes of Might and Magic 3, Horn of the Abyss, Dead or Alive, in the Forged in Fire campaign. Yeah.